We do have one other piece of correspondence with respect to testimony tonight, and it was submitted by Nicholas Lemar on behalf of the Cranston Redistricting Commission. Mr. Lemar had talked before the commission at an earlier meeting, and he had mentioned at that time increasing the special commission on reapportionment from 3,000 on the precinct cap to a higher number. And he's, in his letter, which I'll submit as part of the record for tonight, and folks can see, he's asking that we do that, and we keep in mind throughout our findings that this is necessary for some flexibility within the local redistricting commissions. That said, is there anyone else? Kim, yes, please.
Yes, I've talked to Mr. Lima in terms of this issue. I've also talked with Bob Raposo from the State Board of Elections about this kind of issue and circumstance. We are attempting to retrieve some information from them in terms of getting a better handle on this sort of things. It is a circumstance that there is concern from, I know from election administrators that I've talked to, of how to deal with this, particularly in the instance where more and more people are voting absentee, are voting elsewhere, are not coming to the polling places, and they're having to man polling places that people are not using as much. We're seeing that down in Virginia, and I'm a poll worker. I see that in my precinct on that side.
Thanks, Kim. Rep. Corvazy.
Respectfully, Mr. Brace, I don't think that's necessarily within the purview of this commission, but is more appropriate for a freestanding bill to be placed into the assembly. And I've only, and I think that perhaps, and I'm still thinking about this. I read the letter and I've talked to a couple of people. That cap may be more useful to be raised only for special elections as opposed for general primaries
or generals,
what
right,
have you.
Right.
And again, I'm not committing myself one way or the other to raise that cap, not raise that cap. I'm just saying, first of all, I'm not sure that's under our purview. Second, if something is to be done down the road, I think perhaps we have to look at it vis-a-vis special elections. And those are just my opinions.
Thank you,
I
Rep.
would agree that it is a purview of the legislature. I agree wholeheartedly.
Thank you, Rep. Newberry.
Yeah, I want to echo something Representative Corvazy said, and that is, I agree that we should raise the cap. I think we should raise it for all elections, but I don't think it actually affects what we do, because we're going to draw the lines, and if the local communities have the power to create larger precincts, they can go ahead and do that. So I think it's a legislative thing we should address, but not.
Thanks for clarifying that. Anything to add to that, Kim?
The only added thing is we tend to look at the opposite side of the equation. We're trying to make sure that we don't create too many small little pockets that force election administrators to have a separate ballot style, to have a separate precinct, because of all these lines that suddenly cause them to have to man a precinct that's only got 50 voters, for example. So that's something that we can do to try to make sure that we clean up the pockets. And that's what I think I talked to you last meeting about, and something that we'll be taking a look at to see that we're not causing a small number of people in a precinct. That we can control to the extent that we're drawing those lines. The key maybe is that some of these towns that draw their own wards after we draw the districts for state senate, state house, if they're going to be the last ones to do them, they need to also take a look at where we've drawn. But we need to look at, like Nick has said from Cranston, they're looking at it in both ways too, and they're going to provide information to us in terms of the potentials of they see the precincts on that side.
Thank you, Kim. Any other questions from any members of the committee for Kim? Senator Dela Cruz.
Thank you so much. So I'm on the website, and I don't see where I can really manipulate the maps to change those census blocks. So where is it on the website? Or maybe on the website?
We've got to do a link from our website to this site. So as soon as we get it, you'll see it and you'll be able to do it. Yes.
Thank you, Senator. Anyone else have any questions? No. Kim, anything else to add before we move on to our next meeting?
Nope. Be prepared to hit the roads with us.